Hello, everybody. And I've been wanting to talk about my 75-gallon green Jade shrimp tank with longfin super red Plecos for quite a while now. I just haven't. I've been so busy with lots of guppy stuff. But this tank is still in the very forefront of my mind. You can tell it's looking different. It's looking a lot brighter because this is like a 3-year-old T12. This is what comes with my other 75-gallon when I bought it. So I wanted to buy just the tank, but all they had was the kits. So they let me just buy the tank and gave me this cheap light thing. It's like a T12, T8, single bulb. Look. And then this was a old shop light with T12 bulbs. Took them out, unplugged the fixture, and I've got those them T5 LED T5 fixture looking things that you can piggyback to each other that I have in my other. There's two of those under there, and so that's the difference. Two 10-year-old T12 bulbs barely, well, one of them wasn't even working anymore. So that's why. And the one that was still working was barely anything. So that's why the moss was always getting so crazy and stringy in here. But anyway, back to the stars here. It is definitely time for a calling. So you might see some. Look at that one. That one has escaped my call efforts. It's almost like a really. That's the new one. So we'll definitely have to get that one. Usually it's just the coals that I find. Like that one, light colored. Like orange. Light to clear colored ones. I still have a little bit of green, but not much. Those are the coals I run into now, but or that's not a coal. But that's what I was just talking about. And then I noticed there's a bunch of little babies in here. Last time I was looking in here real close. So there. Oh, and I think this is the last thing I have not mentioned these. I got these Pleco caves at the Quad City fish swap. You got the super red long fins. Yeah, I'm seeing more of these guys. With the yellow back stripe. My line don't. Most green jade lines have that. A lot of them do. Mine hasn't. So starting to see that pop up from time to time. So we'll have to make sure we get all those out. But something that has happened is the stray moss and algae. It likes to collect on the filters. Happens to be right underneath where them lights are at. So little strands of moss turn into stuck on the filter turning to great big huge growths. Like that. Like that. Look at all that algae. I never had this much algae in my tanks. But I'm pretty happy with this tank, really. These crypts. There's a super red. Let's see. Right there, it focused. Doing the super red long fins. Oh, where'd it go? I just seen these down here. Oh no. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. Oh. I don't know if it. No, you can't see. My bad. But those are the super reds. That's what kind of coal I've been getting a lot of. Let's see, I can't find it on the camera. It's just a really bad colored shrimp. Almost clear, but not fully clear. Let's see, these right there. Those kinds of males. They get some of those and they try to get them all out. So, what I was going to start to talk about before I got sidetracked with coal shrimp is, since I put this new light in here, these crypts have gone bananas. They're doing really good. This Anubias, look how big and healthy that piece of Anubias is now. It wasn't that nice when I put it in here, when I redid this tank. Oh no, I can't even remember the one I done that. Maybe like at least 6 months ago when I redone this. Maybe it was in the fall. It's almost spring now. So, look at this thing right here. This crypt. Just gone bananas, and all these are all from runners. It's all from runners. There's some runners up here out front of this one. See all those runners there. Some random patches of moss are just taking hold. Loose pieces of moss floating around, attached to something. The substrate. The big rock. They're just little tiny strands, and I put them new lights on here. You see how they're just boom, growing like mad. That's how this kind of moss grows under better light. See, it has some algae in it. Some black beard algae. Let me get this to focus. There we go. Green Jade shrimps right there. Need some calling done. They're still pretty good. They're still really freaking good. This one right here. That's a good shot. That's a good one. Yeah, that one would be a call on the left. But and usually when I call these guys, it's not like I'm calling out hundreds. It's usually around 10 to 20 I can find and catch. Got that crypt and this crypt, I believe, are the same kind of crypt. Yes, they are. I think, yeah, because I think all these others, these big ones, are Vendettas, if I am correct, and then these are Lutias, or yeah, Browns, or I think they're Lutias. Someone knows, tell me, but no, those are Vendettas, and these are Lutias, I believe. The Lutias, I'm not 100% on. All these little crypts popping up from runners. This thing's gonna get overtaken with crypts. There's Pleco. Right there. Excuse me, sir. How are you? That's the dirty one, as far as markings go. He's pretty dirty. The other ones are cleaner. He's real pretty. He's real pretty. He's not the super red clean you're gonna want. He's nice looking. He's an enjoyable. He will be an enjoyable fish. Or he or she. At this point, I still call it a she. So I see no hint of any whiskers at all. Big, fat, female shrimp ass. Trying to zoom in on that. We got a shrimp. Mr. Super Red. Find another one. Look at all the berries on that one. The eggs. Oh yeah, this thing's pretty enjoyable. I don't enjoy it as much as I probably should. Cool shrimp. There's one that's the cleanest one right there. Yeah. Let me get you a picture with their long fin, super red. Hello. Oh, where'd you go? There we go. That might be the one we was looking at earlier, I think. What's you doing, man? You're not cooperating to getting this picture taken. So, everyone got kind of. This tank is clear on the other side of the house. This is at the very front of the house. All the other tanks are at the very back of the house. This is in the living room, and everything else is back in the family room. So this one is kind of its own separate deal compared to all the other tanks. There is quite a bit little shrimp on here. I saw, it was about probably 2 weeks ago, I roasted a bunch of little baby shrimp. So a bunch of little baby shrimp would probably be about 2 weeks ago, it would probably be about shrimp this size. There are a lot of them about that size. When I zoom out, you can't even really see them. Zoom back in. And there's some big ones right there compared to those guys. Juveniles is what I would call them. So, just hanging out, talking about my green jade shrimp. Come on, focus. There we go. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Bye.